Hey guys, thanks for checking out this episode of Cory's Car Review. Behind me is a 2017 Chevrolet SS. And if you don't know what this car is, then you just don't know what this car is. And lucky for you guys, you tuned in and you're gonna find out what makes this car so cool. A little bit of history before we start talking about it. GM has a plant in Australia. It's the Holden plant in Australia. These cars started out as a Holden Commodore. The 2004 to 2006 GTO came from the Holden plant in Australia. They brought it over here. The 2008 and 2009 Pontiac G8 came from the Holden plant. They brought it over here. 2014 through 2017 was the Chevrolet SS. Very underrated by GM. Well, I don't know if underrated, but highly under-marketed, we'll put it that way. They did a poor job at marketing these for what they are, because if you don't know what it is, you're looking at it, you're like, oh, Cory, this is a rear-wheel drive Malibu, when in fact it's an ultimate sleeper car. Sedan, I mean, it's such a cool car. Like I said, Holden plant in Australia, they brought them over here. Started out as a Holden Commodore. This ran 14 to 17. These cars were even so cool that NASCAR ran them, and we'll have Xander throw up a couple pictures, but NASCAR ran these through 2017. But we'll start with the front and we'll walk around it. So the Holden Commodore had their Commodore badging. So when they bring it over here to the US, they put the Chevrolet badging on it. I think Chevrolet probably could have marketed this as a different name than just the SS. They just called it a Chevrolet SS. You know, back in the day, there was the Oldsmobile Rocket 88. I think if they could have named this something like that, I think it would have maybe took off. And if they would have done some freaking burnout videos and some exhaust clips and had a guy in like an attorney in a suit and tie ripping through the gears, I think this thing would have sold way better than it did. Unfortunately, it didn't sell like it should. Under the hood, which we'll show you in a little bit, 6.2 liter LS, 415 horsepower, matted to a 6-speed manual transmission. There were only 4 options on this car. You had the color, you had a automatic or a standard, a sunroof, and then either a spare tire or an inflator. This car with the red, there were only 281 of the reds made. The red mounted with the sunroof, a 6-speed, and an inflator made this car one of 11. I don't know how many other cars there are out there, but just the fact that this is one of 11 is pretty cool. I've been trying to get my hands on one of these for a while, and I found one, and I'm excited to show you, because then my wife's happy with me because I don't actually go out and buy one to show you. I've got a friend of mine that has one, so that keeps me on good standings with my wife. But we're gonna walk around and check it out. Like I said, or mentioned the SS badging there on the front. I like the way the front looks, with they've got the shiny black here in the middle, the bumpers. You walk around the side, you've got these heat extractors on the hood. You look down at the wheels, it has the Brembo brakes all the way around. Although these look cool, they're not functional. That would be neat if they had an opening, you know, up inside the fender well where it was functional, but it's not. Of course, like I mentioned, you've got the sunroof, which was a big option on this car. And you come around the back, you got the SS badging and the dual exhaust. And I will tell you, this thing sounds awesome. Just a cool car, some cool history that maybe a lot of people don't know. Maybe you're watching this and you've seen these driving around and you thought it was a rear-wheel drive Malibu. You didn't know anything special, because really what's special is under the hood with the motor and the transmission. Makes these things so much fun to drive. And I'm gonna pop the hood and you can check it out. So the front wheels, the front tires, you're looking at 245/40 19s. The backs are a little bit wider, 275/35 19. So as I mentioned, this is really where all the magic happens on every vehicle, isn't it? 6.2 liter LS, 415 horsepower, mounted to a 6-speed manual, which we'll show you that inside. It's got a Canyon filter. I really wish that General Motors would have put a more decorative cover on the top of this, kind of like the Escalade. It's nice and silvery, has the Escalade emblem. I wish they would have had a nicer engine cover that said Chevrolet SS, 415 horsepower, and a badass ride, or whatever. Something that looked better than just all black. I mean, you really don't. All motors in it, you really don't need anything showy, I guess, but it would have been cool to pop the hood, be like, wow, that looks really good. I mean, I'm sure you could add that, but anyway, that's really, under here, that's really the only thing that I think you should add. Maybe it'd be cool if they had a factory strut tower brace that would help support the front end, but we'll move to the inside and we'll check out the inside.
Whenever you're ready.
All right, so if you want to look on that side, on these door panels, you've got the nice SWAT A material here on the door panels. You've got SWAT A up here on the dash with the cool SS logo embroidered. This is the magic. You just put your hand on it where it feels good and just rip through the gears. That's the fun part. You got your, which very important button, traction control, parking assist, your mode selector, which we'll show you that when we go driving the different mode selectors. You just always leave it in performance because the rest of it, no one cares. I shouldn't say no one cares. You probably get a smoother ride doing the eco mode, the touring. I think this is touring and performance and something else, but really the only thing you need is the performance, because that's what this is. It's a performance car. I like the painted black they've got here on the dash and the chrome around everything. I tell you, this guy he's had this is a 17. He bought it in 2020, and he has kept this thing in immaculate condition. I love how thick the steering wheel is when you're driving it. You've got it's flat here on the bottom, but I love how thick it is because it really grips it. Your hand really grips it well. Crawl in here and show you the instrument cluster. So on the left, you've got your tach with your temperature gauge. On this middle area, you've got your mode selector, which we'll show you when you go driving. That's how you show all the couple different modes. Got your speedometer. Here goes to 180. We'll test that. Matt, is 180? Is that a good number, or should we keep it under 100? What do you think? 150? Yeah, we'll go 150. We'll just meet in the middle. You got your fuel gauge under that. It is push button start. It's pretty neat. Well, I'm gonna move to the back. Like I said, I haven't told you in this video. In other videos, I've told you I'm 6'3", about 260 pounds. This would be a really good vehicle for guys with kids if you're into cars, because you've got all the performance and you've got a back seat. You can throw a car seat in there, and it's perfect. One thing I forgot to mention, it is leather seats. I like the the SWAT A stripe you've got right here in the middle, and then it comes up the back and you meet the SS emblem. I think it would have been cool if Chevrolet would have added the SS in the headrest and then in the headrest in the back seat, but they didn't. Of course, obviously your sunroof right here. And if you look down here, you see the nice aluminum pedals. That's a pretty nice touch. I think every manual car should have. Doesn't matter if it's this, if it's a Honda Civic, if it's a Viper or Corvette. I think every car that comes with a manual should have aluminum pedals because it dresses it up down there. We'll move to the back and I'll show you how much room there is in the back seat. Climbing the back. I hate sitting in the back seat of this because doesn't look like he's got a little girl and I don't even know that she even sits back here as clean as this thing is. Well, you shut the door. Yeah, it's pretty, for a guy that's 6'3", 260 pounds, it's pretty comfortable. You got a lot of cushion on your butt. My head does feel like it's pretty close. If we were to jump some railroad tracks with this, I think I'd probably hit my head on the top. But I like the SWAT A here on the door panels, and you got the black around the door handle and the window button. Just like the G8, you pull this down, and it's nothing special. There's no cup holders in the armrest, but it is a really nice thick armrest. It's kind of like you in the back seat could arm wrestle. It's pretty thick and wide. But I like the back seat of this. It's pretty comfortable. Well, I'll pop the trunk and you can check out the room in the trunk. Then we'll fire it up and go for a drive. Before we hop in the trunk, I want to point out I really like this spoiler, even though it is smaller, and I feel like they probably could have wrapped it all the way around. Even though it is smaller, I like the way it has some good depth to it. And once we've thrown up some pictures, some NASCAR pictures, I love the NASCARs from the 60s and 70s and 80s, but this Chevrolet SS, the way they took the body style, from this, I think that's probably one of my favorite body styles that NASCAR used was this Chevrolet SS. I'll show you the room we got back here. Pretty big trunk space. I won't make Xander crawl in the back and show you the trunk space. He did that in another video, and I've done it in a video. I know without a doubt me and Xander both could probably fit back here, but as I mentioned with this option, with the sunroof, the 6-speed, and the inflator, you either got the tire inflator or you got the spare tire. So with this, having the inflator, that's what it is. It's just an inflator to air up your tires if they go flat. And it's also a place, since there's no spare, it's also a place to put all your stuff for car shows, or if you get some adult drinks that you don't want your kids to see you having, you just put them back there. Something I want to show you guys: when you put it in reverse, the mirrors will automatically point down to the ground. course, then you have your backup camera that comes on, and then you put it back in first, and then I go back to normal. So that's kind of cool. Well, we got the electronic parking brake. Let's push it down, disengage it, put it in first, and we'll go drive and have some fun. So I want to show you on the different modes. So on this screen in front of me, you push this mode button. Well, actually, I guess it's not a button, it's just a toggle switch. Push this, throw this toggle switch over, all the way to the left, and it's in tour mode. Then you do it one to the right, now you got it in sport. Sport and performance mode, it opens the exhaust up a little more. Do it one more time. Now it's in performance mode. And as I mentioned, this traction control button. Push it in, push it once, it looks like traction control off. I wonder if you hold it in, what it'll do. Stabilitrack off. So you push it once, traction control off, push it again and hold it for Stabilitrack. So now you've got it in performance mode. You've got the Stabilitrack off, traction control off. Now you can go out and take this to a track. You can rip through the gears and you just feel all 450 horsepower coming from this car. We're gonna go get on the road and go have some fun. That was 100. We'll just, it's not 150 like we promised you, not 180. We'll just shut it down at 100 because I don't want to, it's not my car. I don't want to tear it up. But damn, this thing is so much fun to drive. You can hear it. The more the RPMs were wrapping out, the more it was sucking in air through that K&N filter, and it gives it that deep, throaty sound. And man, this is such a cool car to drive. So much fun. Man. Hope you guys like this video. Give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, share all these videos with your friends so we can keep making cool cars. Special thanks to Matt for letting us take his car out and have some fun. Can't wait to show you this part, and we'll see you next time. guys, thanks for checking out this episode of Cory's Card. Why am I doing my thumbs like that?
Hey guys.
Alright, hold on.
I'm gonna keep these.
Are you?
Stop watching the wieners. Hey, come on.